Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football, breaking down Notre Dame, and we do so with Nathan Erbach on the line. Please follow him on Twitter, and let's look ahead to 2021 and to try to keep as much talent on campus as possible. Brian Kelly would hope some certain decisions are made from some of these guys, but we shall see. So kind of run down who's already made those decisions public versus who we have yet to hear from.
I think the biggest name, probably Notre Dame's best offensive lineman, Aaron Banks, who had a year of eligibility left, not because of COVID, but because he would have been a fifth-year senior in general. He decided to go pro. I'm hearing he probably got a first or second round grade, so understandable on that end. And I think he's going to be a really successful NFL player. So can't really fault him for that. I mean, that it does mean that Notre Dame's going to end up with probably just one starting offensive lineman returning for next season. So, certainly a different group of guys in 2021. Other than that, if Tommy Tremble, I know, is sort of seeking out the NFL. He hasn't made a decision, at least publicly yet, but obviously one of Notre Dame's best tight ends and a really solid athlete in his own right from a blocking standpoint and a receiving standpoint. So I know Notre Dame fans, hope he returns. Couple guys in the portal. I think with everything going on, it looks like they're going to end up having everybody can pretty much be immediately eligible, next season. I don't know if that's been officially announced yet, but at least it seems like it's trending that way if it hasn't. So they've had a few backups or guys that haven't maybe seen the field when they felt like they should have more often. So Houston Griffith, who was one of the crown jewels of their 2018 class, same with Jack Lamb, who was in that class as well. Griffith is obviously a safety and Lamb a linebacker. So those two guys have entered the portal. Ovia Gufo, who was a backup defensive end for them this year, played a decent amount, probably would have been at least up for the starting role next year at their Viper spot. He entered the portal as well. So those are three big names. Jafar Armstrong's another one. He was maybe a little bit more expected. With Kyron Williams and Chris Tyree and Sibo Flemister pretty much handling the running back duties this season, and Jafar moving over to wide receiver and not really seeing any time there as well. The writing was sort of on the wall there if he wanted to play college football again and be a starter. He would probably have to move on. So those are some names. I think Notre Dame's probably going to end up losing a few more, but also gain a few more as well.
Jack Cohen filled the role of a typical Wisconsin quarterback, wasn't heavily relied on, but still successful enough in 2019 to lead the Badgers to a lot of big wins in the Big Ten, a near upset of Ohio State, and a Rose Bowl appearance. So Jack Cohen leaves Wisconsin to head to Notre Dame and possibly take the reins from Ian Book.
Yeah, no, I'm intrigued by him. I mean, I think he has some ability there. I looked up his stats the other day. I mean, obviously I watched him plenty at Wisconsin, and like you said, he wasn't the featured guy. They had Jonathan Taylor for a lot of his tenure there, and but I thought his stats were kind of deceptively pretty good. A guy that can make some throws down the field, hangs in the pocket, has a little bit of athletic ability, maybe not to the extent that Book does, but can run a little bit. And I think it's really good competition. Everything I've heard is that Notre Dame hasn't promised him the starting job or anything like that, which I like at this point. I mean, they're bringing in a really talented freshman quarterback, and they have a few other guys on the roster that have earned the right to compete for that job. So I'm excited. I think I told my buddy this the other day, right when it happened, is anytime you have the opportunity to improve your quarterback room, whether that means just from a depth standpoint or from a starting standpoint, I think you got to do it. And I think that's what Jack Cohen provides.
Absolutely. And for Cohen, 70%, 2,700 yards, 18 TDs, 5 picks. Nice touchdown to interception ratio with the Badgers in 2019. All right, Nathan, anytime there comes some news your way, we're going to track you down for some Notre Dame takes. So that. So we appreciate you stopping by.
Awesome. Thanks, Mark.